All right, that Luka Doncic, pretty good at basketball, huh?
Yeah, it turns out.
Kawhi Leonard, not an issue. Not an issue for them Dallas Mavericks last night. They end up edging the Los Angeles Clippers in Staples Center, 96-93. And they steal home court, and Luka Doncic, a man on a mission. That guy is absolutely... He's incredible. He's inevitable. 32, 6, and 9 with a steal and a block in there as well.
And he didn't have a great shooting night, 11 of 26, but he drug everybody along after Daniel Gafford gets hurt right out of the gate.
That's a big injury for them. Lower back, is that what they were saying?
Yeah, he tried to come back, and it just wasn't really working, and that was after he rolled his ankle in game 1, and Lively went out there and gave them good minutes, 7 points, 9 rebounds in 21 minutes, or excuse me, 7 points, 9 rebounds in 21 minutes, but he's still, again, battling the loss of his mother, who he is very close with, and coming off an ankle injury himself, so it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. The swing in this series, for me, is going to be the Maxi Kleber / PJ Washington minutes. And last night it was PJ Washington. Luka was Luka. Kyrie was Kyrie. Like, you expect them to do their thing. PJ Washington in the fourth quarter said, it's PJ Washington time. And he just came up, stepped up, and buried him.
Do you see CJ McCollum was sideline reporting during that game and he gave the Daniel Gafford update?
I broke my back. Spinal.
Those minutes are interesting. This game was ugly. It was a throwback game.
Oh yeah, no, this game was hideous.
It was one of those games where I appreciate. We talked about this yesterday. The officiating, and there are folks that have issue with it and take exception to the fact that they are letting so much action and physicality go in the game.
I mean, there's 53 free throws in this game.
But it has been, yes.
There's plenty of free throws in this game.
But it's because both these teams said, well, let's see what we'll get away with.
Yeah.
You know what it reminds me of?
Can't call everything.
It reminds me of that Houston-Portland series. Was that 2009 or 10-ish? Does that sound about right?
Yeah, you talking about the Shane Battier series where he just absolutely mugged Brandon?
Yeah, where Ron Artest gave the... I know physicality. Yeah. Stabbed a guy. AAU tournament, so a guy gets stabbed through the heart. It was like, what? Yeah. Did he really just... Okay.
Yeah, and they absolutely punked the Blazers.
But they were talking about that after the game on the physicality from the Mavericks' point of view.
What stuck out to me most, just imagery-wise or memory-wise, was just we got a warning from one of the refs telling us that we were complaining too much. So I think once you hear that, it's a pretty physical game, and we're not a big complaining team. We're not a big complaining team.
Kyrie,
I think sometimes obviously emotions can, get a little high, but that's all part of it. And I think you kind of saw me out there and just trying to make sure that we kept our heads on straight, and we didn't allow that to affect us or impact us in a negative way. So it's a physical game both ways, and we know what to expect for the rest of the series. We're going against some potential Hall of Famers that play the game at a high level, and they know personnel very well. So you got to give them respect, but also you got to go at them, and that's a competitor's dream.
Kyrie being the voice of reason might be the most terrifying thing that the Clippers fans can hear.
Here's the thing here. It's not a complaining team. It's Luka. He does enough for all of them. And as much as I dislike Kyrie for a lot of the dumb stuff that he does, on the court, Kyrie does not do very many dumb things. He's not a complainer. He's not a flopper. He's not a whiner. Between the lines, he's about as dyed-in-the-wool basketball as it gets.
Well, there was one play, too, where he went up, jumped up, got a loose ball, and in the same motion went for the behind-the-back pass over to P.J. Washington for a corner three, and I was like, oh, Washington, you better not screw that one up.
Yeah, you got to make that.
Yeah.
And he hit it.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate using the term, but he is a hooper.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't go out there and grift and whine. Like, Kyrie has never been a guy that you look at and go, oh, yeah, no, he's trying to get to the free throw line with all, like,
sure.
He'll do a rip-through move. Like, yeah, but as far as, like, the stuff between the lines, there's not a lot of guys, I can't believe I'm saying this, that I trust more than him. Like, as insane as that is to say, yeah, legitimately, fantastic shooter, maybe the best ball handler we've ever seen, an incredible playmaker, huge in big moments, like, and he does stuff on the floor the right way.
What did you think of Kawhi Leonard in his return?
Rusty. Rusty.
I would say that is a safe assumption there.
I was shocked he played. So
15 points on 17 shots.
Young Musuk, who covers ESPN for the Clippers, or covers the Clippers for ESPN, was on with I want to say it was Windhorse Hoop Collective the day before yesterday, and was talking about Kawhi and being ready for not just game 2, but at any point in this series. He goes, well, Kawhi's practicing loosely, but he hasn't had a contact practice since March. And it was like March 23rd or something along those lines. Like, it's been 3 weeks since he's been in a contact practice.
You talk about practice, man?
And he's like, so it's really hard for me to see Kawhi Leonard playing tomorrow. And then he played yesterday, and it was like, wait, what?
Well, they look like a team that I was surprised that they were even in the game where you shoot 37% from the field, 26% from three. But that is home court advantage. It's home court advantage in the playoffs, and that game was tight, probably tighter than it should have been. But Dallas steals home court, and now all eyes are on Daniel Gafford's back, how that plays a role in the series moving forward, and can Kawhi Leonard shake off that rust? Can Kawhi Leonard
the answer's no.
Even be a semblance of healthy?
I mean, by the time he actually gets spun up, there's a difference between in shape and game shape. Kawhi Leonard's in shape. We all know that. There isn't a player I've ever talked to who's missed like a month, who is, especially with a lower body injury. It's one thing, Anthony Simon's tearing his thumb, he can still run. Like, he can still get out there and like run hard. When you have a knee, you can't do anything. And so it's a lot of chilling and getting that wind right for the playoffs. That's tough, man. Like, I love Kawhi. I think he's one of the best players we've ever seen, and we're robbed of him because of his injuries, but I don't think there's a chance in hell you're going to see 75% of him.
We know what this turns into this offseason is that Kawhi does what he did to the Spurs and says they tried to force me to play. They rushed me back. They didn't let me heal like I wanted to heal.
Hilarious, and he forces his way out.
Forces his way out.
But he already did get his deal. He got his extension.
Yeah, so. I know. That doesn't mean squat. He's
true.
going to force his way out.
Paul George hasn't gotten his yet. But yeah, you kind of saw the stinky James Harden last night too. 2 of 10 from 3.
Yep, but still made his impact. Yeah. 2 of 10 from 3.
Hit all of his twos.
Still, it was 100% from the twos and got to the line 9 times in a time where it's really hard to get to the free throw line. Got to the line.